I'm getting ready to go in and see 65. Now, I know this movie came out a week or two ago, but I'm just now getting to see it, and expectations are like, eh. I mean, I like the idea of dinosaurs and somebody fighting dinosaurs, and I'm guessing that it's prehistoric Earth and there was a human there. But to be honest, I'm not really expecting much. I mean, the reviews that I've listened to have been mixed. Some thought I was some thought it was good. So yeah, I'm going in with basically really low expectations. I'm just hoping to enjoy myself. And yeah, that's really all. I mean, I'm interested to see how Adam Driver carries a movie completely on his own with only, I mean, there is the child, the girl in the movie, but with him and just her, I will be interested to see how good he can actually be in this movie. I mean, overall, I mean, I think he's been good and stuff, but anyway, we'll see what the movie is like, and I will let you know when I get out. So for unedited reviews, this is 65. So I'm sure a lot of other people are saying it, but Adam Driver didn't need to be the lead. You gotta go to Pedro Pascal. I mean, it's a guy in charge of a child or a younger person, guiding them through the wilderness or guiding them on this journey. That's not Adam Driver's thing. That's Pedro Pascal's thing. You got Mandalorian, you got The Last of Us, who knows what else you got. But with that out of the way, I had to make that joke or that reference. What did I think about this actual movie? The movie's good. Like, the movie is better than I thought it would be. It was more complex than I thought it would be. It had double the actors I thought it would. It, instead of just having two, it ended up having four. Well, five if you count the fact that somebody voiced the, I guess, computer system or the electronic stuff on the ship, which was fine. I mean, that person, just to give them credit, is Brian Dare. He's the guy that voiced the computer and all the systems. So yeah, right off the bat, more performances in here than I expected. And as for the story itself, yeah, it's good. It's not great. It is very simple overall, but there's a lot of complexity to it. I mean, it's not a story that we haven't seen again many times, and there's a lot of things about this movie that you can predict. But that does not take away from the enjoyment. Throughout this whole movie, I felt basically every emotion at some point. There were many times where I just laughed out loud. Now, that would have been better if I was the only person in the theater, which I was this close to being the only person. But yeah, there were really funny moments, really funny interactions between Adam Driver and the young actress who is Ariana Greenblatt. I have no idea what else she's been in. I probably should look that up. But yeah, their chemistry throughout this whole movie was really good. They sold their, I'm just going to say their relationship. They sold the fact that they were basically they were two total strangers. They were two survivors just trying to stay alive, trying to get to where they needed to be, and that they both had problems. They both had trauma in their background. And yeah, I mean, both these performances were really good. There were moments where I felt a little choked up a little bit. And I mean, there's this one moment where you're like, "Aw," because there's something that's really cute. And then the very next moment, they take that away from you. And you're like, ah, no. But it's cute in the sense that you know it's not real, so you can kind of feel that way. But the girl's expression and how she feels is exactly what you're feeling. But The story itself, like I said, it works really well. Is it the greatest movie ever? No. Is it the worst movie? Oh, definitely not. It's entertaining. There's more to this movie, like I said, than I originally thought there would be. There's more character development. There's more of an arc. There's more to the story. And yes, he got all the mayhem and the dinosaurs and stuff in the background, but it also is a personal journey. It's a personal journey for both these characters. Now, throughout the movie, for me, the best way I could describe this movie would probably be Castaway meets Jurassic World. And yeah, you know what? It meets Last of Us as well. Because you've got the dead Earth, or you got this world, that people are trying to survive, like Last of Us. You've got dinosaurs actually roaming the world and actually doing dinosaur things. They don't feel tamed at all. They're wild. So you've got the Jurassic World aspect of it. And I'm pretty sure this is what people were kind of hoping Jurassic World would be, with dinosaurs roaming free. And then you've got the Castaway aspect. Because, yes, granted, Castaway is only Tom Hanks. Unless, of course, you include Wilbur, but it's Castaway in the idea that there's more talking than there was in that movie, but they're on their own. They're on a deserted planet, which is Earth. They reveal that pretty soon, and if you didn't figure that out from the trailers, yeah, they're on Earth. And they're trying to survive, which is exactly what Tom Hanks tries to do in Castaway, or does in Castaway. So, yeah, it's a good, entertaining, fun, emotional ride about these two characters learning about each other, learning about themselves, and growing as characters. Now, if we look at the performances, which I've briefly mentioned, Adam Driver was fantastic. I mean, he was just great in this, which, afterward thinking about it, I shouldn't have been surprised. I did watch him in Marriage Story on Netflix, and he was really good in that. So it shouldn't have surprised me here, but he sold every single scene he was in. The emotion, the fear, the anxiousness, the uncertainty, the care he has for this girl, who he doesn't even know, the complications that arise between them, how they try to interact, and just the differences between them there. I mean, he sold every scene he was in. And while the majority of the movie, like I said, is him and the girl, again played by Ariana Greenblatt, there is stuff right at the beginning. Right at the beginning, we get real quick why he's doing what he's doing. We see who he's doing it for, which was something that never even registered in my head watching the trailers. And I was sold like that. It did not take much effort for me to totally believe everything Adam Driver was doing, everything he was saying, and why he was the way he was, why he was acting the way he was. So, talking about the beginning, that gives us our other two characters. His wife, played by Nika King, yeah, she did what she needed to do. I mean, I don't want to say it was bad performance because she's barely in it, but she accomplished what she needed to do and make us believe that he's leaving a family behind, that he's, that he actually cares about other people, and that he really wishes he could be with them and with her. So she does her part, and she does a good job of setting up his issues and his problems that he's going to have through the rest of the film. And then there's Chloe Coleman, who plays his daughter. She's great. I mean, I'm sure there's other performances And I mean, I know there's other performances that are 10 times better than hers. But what she does in this movie, she does exactly what she needs to do. And she does it superbly. From the minute you meet her and the minute you find out things about her, oh, it tugs at you, tugs at your heartstrings. And as she shows up through the rest of the movie to do, yes, she serves as a plot device, a plot person, I guess. But as she shows up through the rest of the film, it's always nice to see her. I'm just going to say that. And she delivers a character that is memorable, even if she is not in it that much. But when revelations come to fruition by the end of the film, yeah, it's you feel something. You might not cry, but you can't deny that you're a little bit like, you know, it feels real. Let's just put it that way. This family relationship and family dynamic feels real, even if it's only for like the first 5 or 10 minutes. So that brings us to the other main player. Like I've said many times, Ariella Greenblatt, who plays the little girl. I think the name is something like Chloean or something. I can't remember exactly what the name is. But yeah, she doesn't speak much. And there's a reason for that. And she really emotes, though. She does a lot of great expressions. She moves in a great way. Everything comes through her performance, even when she's talking. And it's just she's easy to grasp onto. She's easy to understand in her own way. And yeah, the chemistry, like I said, between her and Adam Driver is there. It's top notch for this type of film. You know, like I said, it's not going to win any awards. It's not the worst movie ever, definitely by a long shot. But it's entertaining, and I don't think this movie is going to get the reception that maybe it deserves. Just because I paid attention during the whole movie. Like I wasn't anytime like I basically had a full soda left by the end of this movie. And that's saying something, that I was engrossed in the film, that I didn't need to take a drink or anything. But yeah, basically the performances are fantastic. They drive this movie. They're really good, and I believed every single one of them. Now, visually, you're on prehistoric Earth. It looks like prehistoric Earth. I don't know. I'm guessing a lot of it was some location stuff, but I'm guessing they also did a lot of computers to get rid of modern day technology or modern day structures or whatever. So part of me does wonder how much of it was on stage, how much of it was actual locations, and how much of it was them using the new technology, the sphere, I think it is, that they developed for Mandalorian and Lion King and stuff like that. Because it looks great. I will say that. It looks like they're on prehistoric Earth. And the dinosaurs look really good as far as I'm concerned. They look real. I mean, I don't know if all the dinosaurs we see are real. I'm guessing. When I say real, I mean that they aren't just created for this movie, that they actually existed, that they have bones to prove that they existed. That's what I mean by real. So, I mean, yeah, it looked great. I don't even. There's a moment with a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but I'm not even sure if it's a T-Rex. It might be an Allosaurus or whatever. I'm not good with dinosaur names. Don't judge me, please. But yeah, visually, it looks great. It doesn't, I mean, even when you know things aren't real, it's hard to distinguish what is and what isn't. Now, going back to the story real quick, there were two things that kind of bugged me. One was something that legitimately was in the movie, and the other one was something that I guess I had just come up with in my head. The thing that's actually in the movie is he wears a backpack to carry gear through most of the movie. But it feels like there's many times where he loses that backpack or forgets it. But then within the next scene, there he is, pulling the backpack up again. Now, normally I don't get pulled out of a movie because of that, or I don't think about that a lot. But this one I did. I'm like, you left the backpack there, didn't you? Like, it just kind of screwed me out because I could have sworn that many, many times he left it behind. The other thing for me is how this movie ends. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the way it ends. I think the reveals they show and all that are great. You might not figure it out right away, but by the time they reveal it, you know what's going on. But I had this idea in my head that something was going to happen and that was going to be how the movie ended. Well, we get to the end and yeah, it just kind of stopped. And I was like, but I wanted to see this. Now that is in my own head, you know, saying what I want to see and not what it's not what the director or the writers wanted me to see. But to me it made sense. It feels like it kind of just ends at one point and you could have had like maybe 10 more minutes to end it. Maybe, well, let's just say 5 or 10 minutes to end the film a little differently. But that's just my tastes. The lighting is great. It's spooky. They build up the tension at times. Like you're like, there's a dinosaur there. I know there's gonna be a dinosaur there. There's no dinosaur. But wait, so they do a good job of keeping you in suspense through the lighting, through the different camera angles. The soundtrack works with that as well. One thing I do love is how they film some of these fight scenes. And I use the term fight scenes really loosely because it's more of a I've got a gun and I'm going to shoot you type thing with Adam Driver fighting dinosaurs. But there's one particular moment where you don't physically see him fighting a dinosaur, but they show you what's going on in a different way, which I thought was really creative. So, overall, I enjoyed the movie. Probably won't be in my top 10 lists at the end of the year, assuming I actually get around and do that this year. But it was definitely entertaining. It was worth watching. It's an hour and a half long, which is a great length for it. Oh, the one other thing I wanted to point out is it was interesting that they didn't give you the title of the movie until it felt like at least 20 minutes into the movie. But the way they give you the title, I know it's only 65, but the way they tell you that the title of the movie is 65 is actually kind of interesting. So yeah, I've tried to keep this spoiler free to the best of my ability. If you see this movie and you think I gave away a spoiler, I apologize. As far as I knew, I didn't give any spoilers away. But yeah. So on my ranking, what would I give this movie? I would probably give it a civilian or a sidekick because, you know, the more I think about it, I think I'm going to go with sidekick because there's only really that one thing that bugged me, annoyed me a little bit, or, you know, that I didn't make up in my own head. And yes, it's predictable at times, but you overlook that because you're into the story and into the characters and into what's going on. It's not this big dinosaur human, or I guess in this case humanoid, brawl that you might expect from the movie, from the trailers. But there is more to it than what they reveal in the trailers. And that's refreshing when that happens. So it's not a movie that I can say you got to go out and see it right now. It's one that if you want to go see, I recommend seeing. But if it's not one that you thought, oh my gosh, I really want to go see this, then wait until it comes out on streaming or Redbox or wherever you want to rent videos or movies. Because, yeah, it's not a long watch and it's entertaining. But what do you think? Have you seen 65? If so, what did you think about it? Whatever your thoughts, let me know down below in the comments. And if you haven't seen it, let me know, are you interested in this movie at all? Did you want to see it? Has my reaction or my thoughts changed any of yours? And quick plug, as I've said on all my videos, I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So I would really appreciate it if you could take the time to go ahead and click that subscribe button below. I would really appreciate it. And if I get 100 subscribers by the end of the year, maybe I'll do something special. I would like to. I just don't have any idea what that could or would be. But whatever your thoughts, like I said, comment down below and let me know. And don't forget to click that subscribe button or that like button. So until the next Unedited movie review or our next nerdy video, remember, read what you love, enjoy what you love, and let's all work for a better fandom. I'll see you next time.